up, guys? I'm Jason. This is Freebird Garage, and today we are working on this 1998 Harley Davidson Sportster 1200C. This is going to be a series of videos that we got together because this has got a list of things we need to get done maintenance-wise. My brother owns this. It's been on the channel before. The taillight, I think that's the only thing we really did on this, actually. So only one video prior. I've never seen it before, but this time, carb cleaning. Now, the carb that he has on here isn't the standard CV carb. He used to have one, and this one is a, here, S&S. Let's get to it. S&S is one of the top brands of carbs that simplify everything for these Harley Davidsons. They're just what they're known for. They're easy to tune, they're high performance, so they're kind of like, that's their whole bag of when they do these things. So to make sure though that everything is set accordingly the same, or at least close to it, always take pictures. That's what I'm doing right now, just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Plugs in the back, vacuum hoses, just make sure that when it's going back together, it's pristine. So that's what I'm doing. Back at it. All right, we're gonna loosen up the throttle cables. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna release these all the way up, get the tension completely off, because it just makes it easier for reinstall. Because once you already get them apart and do that, you might as well just go from start, zero or dead center, essentially. Get this all the way back. It's easy to go and adjust them again. That should give us plenty of slack. Oh yeah, good to go. Get the first cable off here. There we go. Freed up there, and the other one should be able to fall right out on the return. We are freed up on that side. Let's get the gas lines disconnected. Two lines we got to remove, this vacuum line here and this vacuum line as well, and then we'll be freed up to remove the bolts on the back side of this carb. So I'm going to see if I can just pry this one up here just to get some movement here. Yep, easy enough. That one's gone. That's the vacuum line. We got the other one now. See if we can just squeeze. Yeah, it's on there pretty good. Remove it by the wire. Right. Right up there. Two bolts, then we're freed up. Top bolt's gonna require a swivel, 5/16 Allen head. Bottom bolt straight across, real simple to get apart. Problem is that the camera angle sucks. I'm trying to film this, so I'm not even gonna waste my time. But you guys are good at this angle, so then you guys can see more of this. So let's get it apart. Make sure you hold on to the carb, otherwise your carb's just gonna drop. If you remove everything from the other side and you're getting your last bolt and you're like, yes, I'm good, just remember your carb will just fucking hit the ground. So that's why I remembered before I pulled the last bolt. Costly mistake, but saved it. Disassembling the S&S Carb now. We're gonna get rid of the sensor here. Easy peasy. Pretty straightforward as it would be on like a CV carb. I remove all of the bowls first. Little ball bearing check valves that are in there, looks like. So those come out pretty easy, so you want to make sure that you don't lose those. I almost thought I lost that one there. So good there. Pull this spring out. Look to be exactly the same. Don't need to worry about anything on that other than top one right here requires the spring to go in. So we'll clear it out there, and we're gonna remove this as well here. Bottom's all freed up, so we can now pull off the main bowl. We're in the inside now. So to remove the float on this, it's usually just a pin, but they actually have it pinned down with this bolt here. Loosen this up now. See if we can get in. Yep, easy enough. Should come right out, perfect. Bowl overall still looks really nice. Not a bunch of gunk or anything in there, so good there. It's one gasket that covers up everything. Instead of like a rubber O-ring gasket that you'd have on like a CV carb from the bowl, the main bowl. Gasket still looks good. Might be able to reuse this. No tears, nothing bad. All right, removing the jets. Essentially, there's 1, 2, 3 that we're gonna remove. Everything is a part that we need to get into the next step of the cleaning process. But if you've never done this before and you want to know how or why your jets are clogged or can tell, just take them, put them up to the light with your eye. You should be able to see right through them. That's the biggest indicator to see that it's clogged. The only one that I'm having trouble with that I can tell if it's clogged or not, which I want to know if it is prior, so I have more of a guarantee of when it goes on the bike that we've actually solved something. It only takes a little bit too. Just a little bit of dirt will cause the carb to run like shit. So if I can't see through it perfectly on their ones, it's definitely going to be a problem. This one here, the main idle one, it's got 5 holes, but there's nothing on the other side. And I can't tell, but by the light that I can somewhat angle, there's nothing that can get through them. There's a good chance that these are probably clogged as well. Unfortunately, unless if I just dig right through and bust out the dirt, there's no way to guarantee it. I'd rather know for sure. But if you're trying to check, that's how you do it. You want to look through the light in the hole, and as long as you have light coming right through and penetrating it, then you're pretty much clean. If you have any type of hardness, or you can see like rings that are in there, then it's probably clogged. All right, so getting these cleaned up, carb, chem clean, whatever you want to call it. There's different brands that make this stuff. I love this carb basket. It's real clutch when you are doing these because you don't have to sit there with 3 cans of carb clean or 3 cans of brake clean and just spray the shit out of it, dry out your hands, everything. It's a lot of work you gotta put into it. This will cut out half your work. And it encompasses all of the crevices, all the holes that you wanna get into. I mean, I'm talking the bottom of the bowl, diaphragms, all the passageways that you have on the bottom of these, here and here as well. You got a lot going on. And you gotta sit there, and after you pull it out, you wanna do the same thing. You wanna go ahead and clean it up, spray it down. This will guarantee, at least for the most part, that it's going to help break down in any of those orifices that are inside of that carb. So we'll put that in there, let it sit, and we'll actually put it all together. So it comes with a nice little basket here. And what I like to do is, of course, put all the small stuff right in the basket. Put all that there. On top. And we'll even throw the bottom carb hole in there. And then we'll just submerge that into the basket. Then I will throw in the carb itself. This one's just a little bit bigger, so we're going to finagle. There we go. Alright, I'll show you guys. Hold on. Alright, everything is submerged right there in that beautiful brown liquid we got going on. All the small stuff sitting on the bottom, and the carb body is sitting on top. What I'm doing is I'll pull the other stuff out after some time, and then I will take the carb body and then flip it so that the bottom is fully submerged. Seeing that we have the one tube right here that it has a hole that I want to make sure that's submerged into, and then we have the main orifice tube, the fuel that comes through right here that needs to be submerged. So after that, we'll be good to go. That wraps up for number 1, or whatever you want to call this, part 1 of at least the carb clean. Then we'll get into part 2, which is getting it back out, getting it cleaned up, reassembled, then put it back on the bike. Throttle adjustments, everything. That'll be done. The reason why we're kind of breaking it up, I need a couple things. I need an electrical diagram for that neutral light that keeps popping up on this bike. And then I want to see if there's a S&S diagram or procedure, I'm sure there is one, on this carb, so that when we go and do the tuning of when we're riding it, making sure that it's correct. So if the idle is jumping, maybe it's something to do with the tuning that we can catch. I don't think it is, but just to make sure. The other part is doing the primary oil and the engine oil on this. If I do it on the channel, I want to make sure it's done correctly. So if anyone's looking for this kind of stuff, you guys will have it to the book. I stick to the service manual for a reason. I just don't do it willy-nilly on it. Even if it's same thing as possibly the bigger Evos, I don't take that chance. I just want to make sure that it's correct. So if someone comes on here and finds it, it's going to be right for you guys, all right? So that about wraps up for me in this one. I would greatly appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below, tell me what you think. For those that have already subscribed, thank you. And as always, stay free. See you guys later. Peace.